Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to today's video. You already know what we are doing, so I really don't need to tell you twice, but I am going to. So today, as you guys know, we're going to be talking about all the books I read in June, which was a whopping 2 books. I know. I have been in a literal 6-month-long slump. So I only read 2 books last month, but I am hoping to read at least 6 books in July, and we're also going to talk about those 6 books in this video. So without further ado, let's get into it. So the first book I read in June was The Unhoneymooners by Christina Lauren. Now I do want to preface by saying that if you want more in-depth feelings and some reactions to this book and also the only other book I read in June, they are in a reading vlog, and it was the video right before this one, so you can go watch that if you want a little bit more detail about my feelings, but obviously I'm gonna go into it a bit here. So going into this book, I was a little nervous because I feel like I've seen a lot of mixed reviews and a lot more reviews of people saying they were really disappointed with this book rather than really enjoyed their time, but I thoroughly enjoyed my time reading this. Like, genuinely was pleasantly surprised by this book. Now this book does have some aspects and some components to it that are things that I typically love, especially in a romance book. We have a fake dating trope. They're acting like they're on a honeymoon and they're not married, so they're acting like they're fiancés, but they're not. So that's kind of what I mean. Anyways, and then we also have like a enemies to lovers in a romance book sort of way component to it as well. We also have a wedding scene, and the summer vibes are really there because they're fake honeymooning in Maui. So I feel like there was a lot of components to this book that I just really enjoyed, but I honestly really enjoyed the writing, and I really enjoyed the connection between our 2 main characters. I genuinely felt the connection between them. I thought that the tension and the banter that they had was really fun and really enjoyable. I will say the main like conflict in this book was super predictable. Like, I saw it coming from almost the beginning of the book. However, that didn't change how much I was enjoying it, and it didn't like upset me that I was right and that it was predictable because it was fun. I feel like this book felt like I was watching a reality TV show about these characters. Like, it was honestly such a fun ride, and I really enjoyed my time, and I would highly recommend, especially for the summertime. I feel like this is such a good summery read. It was super fast paced. I mean, I flew through this. I read this in 3 sittings, which is really good considering I've been in a 6-month-long slump. So the fact that I was able to read this in just 3 sessions, amazing. Literally enjoyed my time so much. Ended up giving this a 4.5 out of 5 stars. Didn't give me 5-star feelings, but it was so good, and I would seriously highly recommend. And the next book I read is actually my second 5-star read of this year. Yes, you heard that right. It is literally July as we speak, and I have literally only had 1 5-star read prior to this, but this was the second one, and it is Sounds Like Love by Ashley Poston. She did it again. Guys, if you are new here, then you don't know my love for Ashley Poston, but my love for Ashley Poston is so strong. She is truly one of my all-time favorite romance authors. I have never read magical realism until I read her books, and there is just something so amazing about the way she does it. It's so good. All 3 of the books that I've read by her have been 5-star reads for me. This was no different, except the fact that this one did actually start a little bit slow for me, unlike her prior 2 that I read. This one, up until page about 63, I was feeling a bit disconnected from the story and from the characters, but as soon as I got to page like 63 or 64 and the magical realism aspects started to be introduced, I started to really enjoy it. And if you would have told me in those first 60 pages that I would have given it a 5 stars, I genuinely would have been like, there's no way, because I wasn't feeling that way. And typically, if I'm not feeling that way within the first 60 pages, it doesn't end up being a 5-star, but the 5-star feelings completely snuck up on me. It was actually a crazy experience. I cried so many different times reading this book, finishing it. It is all on video, but this is just so amazing. And the romance between our 2 characters and just the little threads of each of their lives that somehow end up sneakily intertwined and tied together in the most beautiful bow. I don't understand how Ashley Poston is able to write the things that she writes and write them in such a way that you don't see things coming, and then when you figure it out, you're like, oh my god, it was staring at me right in the face. And it's so beautiful too. Like, guys, if I'm talking all over the place, it's because when I start talking about a 5-star read, no matter what book it is, I literally just get too excited and then I just ramble. So I hope this is making sense. But yeah, her writing is beautiful. There's so many quotes in this that I just absolutely loved, and I do share a few of those in that reading vlog. So again, if you want more and you want to see my reactions and you want to see me absolutely sobbing to this book, go watch that. But yeah, this is my second 5-star read of the year. I absolutely loved it. I cannot recommend this book and all of her books more. So far, I have read The 7-Year Slip, a novel love story, and this one by her. And again, all 3 of them are 5-star reads. A novel love story is currently my favorite of the 3, but this was so good. Wow, she did it again. Okay, she did it again. So that was very quick and easy to get through the books that I read last month because I only read 2. So let's get into the books that I want to read in July. A few of these are like for sure gonna be read because I either have to for a book club or it's for a video. So yeah, the first book that I'm gonna be reading in July is The Christmas Tree Farm by Laurie Gilmore. And I know you guys are probably like, Tiffany, it's summer, girl. I get it. I know it's summer. First of all, I am just needing a little fall and Christmas in my life right now. I am not a summer girl and I never have been. So I'm needing a little Christmas and fall spirit in my life to keep me happy. I'm just being honest. However, there is a super fun reading vlog coming soon that has to do with this book and the next one. So stay tuned. You probably can guess what it is. But anyways, so I'm going to be reading this. I actually don't know what this book is about. I own this book and then the Cinnamon Bun Bookstore. Is that what it's called? And then the Pumpkin Spice Cafe, all by Laurie Gilmore. And they're some of my favorite covers. They're so stunning. And I feel like I've seen a lot of good things about all 3 of them. So I'm really excited to read this. This cover is really giving me life. But yeah, I don't know what tropes this is. I don't know anything. But I'm honestly, guys, I'm honestly really excited to read it. So that is the first book that I'm planning to read in July. And the next book I'm planning to read in July is The Summer of Christmas by Juliet Giglio and Keith Giglio. Now I actually started reading this last summer, but I only made it like 2 chapters in and then I ended up putting it down because I just wasn't in the mood for it. But I remember when I was reading it, I was still like very intrigued and like enjoying what I was reading. It just wasn't the time for me to read it, if that makes sense. But this book basically follows Ivy, who is a screenwriter, and she writes a screenplay about how her high school sweetheart like broke her heart, and it was just days before Christmas. It ends up getting picked up to be made into a movie, and they're gonna make this movie in her hometown. So they're gonna be turning her hometown into a winter wonderland in the middle of summer. Like it's like July or something. I don't know. And she ends up running into her ex. I don't know if this is like second chance, but I think there's also like an aspect where her ex is like liking the person who's playing her in the movie. Honestly, guys, I don't really remember, but that's the basic gist of what I remember this book is about. And I'm really excited to read it. Again, when I had started reading it last time, I was enjoying it and it was giving me summer vibes at the same time as Christmas vibes. And like, I don't even know how that's possible, but it was doing it. And I'm really excited to read it. And I think it has the potential to be a book that I really, really love. So that's the second book. And the next book that I have really been eyeing for this month is Every Summer After by Carley Fortune. I know I'm really behind on reading this book because I think this was really big 3 summers ago, and she has since come out with 2 more summer like based romances. One Golden Summer is the one that just came out this summer, and I've been seeing everyone reading it and I've been seeing a lot of good reviews, but I have yet to read this one, and I've honestly been kind of itching to read it. Like I've been feeling like this book has been calling my name, so I'm really excited to read it. I don't really remember much about what this was about other than I remember that it is second chance childhood friends to lovers, and I feel like I remember a lot of people comparing this to Love in Other Words, saying that it's pretty similar. I'm pretty sure there's past and present timeline. That could be wrong, but I do think that there is. But I have just heard so many people say that her books have such summery vibes, and that even if you don't absolutely love it or think it's the best book you've ever read, the summer vibes are always there and they're always good. So I'm really looking forward to reading this, and hopefully I love it. I don't know, we shall see. But that is the next book that I'm planning on reading in July. Sorry, I don't really have anything else to say about that one. Now the next 3 books are all in a series, and I kind of have to read these because I am currently reading this series with my sister and my sister-in-law for our little book club we have together, but I am behind and they are currently delaying moving on to the next book because I'm behind and I need to catch up. So the next 3 books that I'm planning to read in July is Crown of Midnight, Heir, and and Queen of Shadows by Sarah J. Maas. Obviously, these are books in the Throne of Glass series. If you didn't know, now you know. These are part of the Throne of Glass series, and I need to read these 3 to catch up, and then we can start the tandem read, which I'm a little scared to do. But anyways, okay, what do I even say about the fact that I'm going to be reading these? First of all, I know that I said a really long time ago that I was going to have a Throne of Glass reading vlog. Now, I did film footage of me reading Assassin's Blade and Throne of Glass. I don't know where that footage is. Completely, I swear it kind of fell off the face of the planet. I don't know where it went. So I don't know that I'm going to be having a Throne of Glass reading vlog specifically, because I feel like I was also putting a lot of pressure on myself to do that it was making me not just enjoy the books as much as I could be. So you will probably see me read at least one of these 3 in a reading vlog this month. It's just not going to be a dedicated video for the series, but obviously you guys will see me talking about it in videos like this and such. Now, I will say Assassin's Blade and Throne of Glass were both 4-star reads for me. Currently, this series is not a favorite, but it still could be, because obviously Assassin's Blade is 5 novellas, and then Throne of Glass is the first book in a series, and it felt like the first book in a fantasy series. The same way the first ACOTAR book for me was very slow, a little hard to get through, and then I fell in love with it come the next book. So I am super excited to read Crown of Midnight and see how my feelings may change and develop from reading Throne of Glass. I also have taken quite a few months between reading that, so I'm really excited to dive back into the world and see what else is going on, because obviously this is a very beloved and extremely popular series, so I'm really excited to see what the hype is about. Yeah, I mean, I can't sit here and tell you what each book is about. First of all, because it's a series and I can't do that anyways, but I also can't do that because that would spoil it for myself. But yeah, I'm really excited. I don't know if I'm gonna love this series as much or more as ACOTAR, but we shall see, because I could potentially. I don't know. But those are the next 3 books that I plan to read in July. Honestly, pray for me. I'm really scared to do this. Like, I'm actually really scared about this. So pray for me and look out for a reading vlog where one of these might be in. I think I'll probably be reading Crown of Midnight in a reading vlog. I don't know about these 2, but this one will probably end up in one based on what I think I'm filming this month. Anyways, and that brings us to the last book that we're going to be talking about in this video, because I decided not to make my TBR for July too long, because if I make it too long, it's going to be too overwhelming, and I already, the last 3 months, have either only read 2 or 1 book. So I'm really hoping to hit 5 or 6 this month and really just do a lot more reading and be a lot more consistent. And the last book we're going to be reading is my book club book for my book club on Discord. So if you want to read this with us, or you just want to join my book club in general, because we do more than just read the monthly books. We do lots of chatting, talking. It's a fun time. The link is always down below in the description box to join, completely free. Anyways, the book that we are going to be reading in July is Great Big Beautiful Life by Emily Henry, and I'm very excited about this. If you guys, you know, stay up to date on my channel, then you would know that Funny Story is a book that I read in April. It is the first Emily Henry book that I have ever read, and it is also the first 5-star read I had of this year, which is crazy considering that was in April. So I'm really excited to read more of her work. Obviously, this is her newest release. I'm really excited to, after reading this, go back and read all of her past releases, like Beach Read, Book Lovers, and Happy Place. The only one I do not own is People We Meet on Vacation, but I have all the rest of them, so I'm really excited to go back and read those after reading this one. I don't know what this book is about. I feel like going into books blind is one of my favorite things to do, because I feel like it just is so much more fun when you don't know what to expect, and that's what happened with Funny Story. And going on the ride that is Funny Story and seeing how beautifully she just completely makes it like such a beautiful circle story tied in a bow, I don't know what to even call it, was so fun, especially with the added aspect that I didn't know what was going on. So I don't know what's gonna go on in this. I do, however, know that this is a stunning copy, and I'm really excited to read it. I do feel like I've seen a lot of mixed reviews about this book, so I'm a little nervous that it's not going to hit, but I'm really excited nonetheless. I definitely can see Emily Henry becoming one of my favorite authors just based on my experience with Funny Story. I mean, seriously, my first 5-star read of the year, and that book did things to me, okay, the way 5-star reads should. So yeah, I'm really excited about this, and I'm really excited to read it with you guys and get to talk to you guys about it. This will probably end up in a reading vlog, because I do really try to read the book club books in reading vlogs so that you guys can then also watch me read it. So yeah, I don't know what I just said. Oh, I feel like there at the end of that, I started to not make sense. sense. But anyways, I hope all of this yapping and gibberish that I feel I was spouting at you guys made sense, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Those are the books that I read in June and all the books I want to read in July. I will see you hopefully in the next one. Peace. I don't like anything I just said. Starting over. What am I trying to say? Hello? Home at, whoa, 5 stars. Whoa, how many times did I just say that? I feel like I just keep needing water. Whoa, hello. Starting over, whoa, whoa. Because, oop, I have a, whoa, I think the only, whoa.